The Teachers Union KNUT had, through its Secretary General Wilson Sosion, questioned the integrity and impartiality of 3 judges appointed by a Court of Appeal President Justice Paul Kihara Kariuki to hear a matter between them and their employer TSC, an application that triggered fierce legal exchanges in the courtroom.
Perception and reality are the same. Perception and reality are the same. So, my Lord, if the President of the Court is micromanaging the court, contrary to 160, a grave fundamental matter arises, because the court that we appear in is not independent or impartial.
I put it to you, my lords, impunity can be owned by anybody. And here we have a trial, we have facts that speak for themselves, where impunity is riding on the back of impunity.
The government arguing that teachers were keen on delaying the appeal process by introducing issues of alleged bias by judges Erastus Githinji, Philomena Mwilu and Festus Azangalala. The head of the appellate court had expanded the bench to 5 by including judges Martha Koome and James Odek. Even then, KNUT argued that President Uhuru Kenyatta was using his executive authority to untwist the bench through Justice Kariuki.
When the bench adjourned the hearing on Tuesday, 28 September 2015, the President of the Court of Appeal sought to know why the hearing has been adjourned, and said that His Excellency the President, who was, according to him, following the proceedings on TV from wherever he was furious with the adjournment. We don't have to prove it's true. We don't have to prove it. What we are saying is that there is a reasonable suspicion. There is a reasonable likelihood that what Mr. Sesong is saying is true.
Mr. Justice Paul Kihara, the distinguished president of this court, has exercised a right vested in him by law. He has chosen a panel. That panel was impeached by my colleagues. They said, don't hear anything, give us time to go home and think. But go and think whether you can expand the panel. The panel was expanded. They've come back, they've said, even this expanded one, we are not happy with it. Let me ask you, my lords, which day will they be satisfied?
The 5-judge bench in its ruling said Sosion had not demonstrated how teachers would be disadvantaged in the ongoing petition at the appellate court.
For avoidance of doubt, the 3 judges of this court, the subject of this application, hereby find no good reason to recuse themselves. We dismiss the application and hereby order that the consolidated appeal shall proceed immediately for hearing before the 5 judges presently constituted for this matter.
With the Court of Appeal judges sticking to their guns, Senior Counsel Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi withdrew from representing teachers and argued that his clients were not likely to get a fair hearing and judgment from a bench he insisted was biased. The teachers will be represented by a team of lawyers led by Paul Mwite and Kioko Kilukumi.
There is allegation of being handpicked and micromanaged by the President of the Court of Appeal. No basis for this allegation has been disclosed. Allowing the application on the basis of unsubstantiated allegations would not only be interfering with the independence of the bench and the direction of the constitutional duty of the judges who have taken an oath of office, but also undermine the independence of the judiciary.
With issues of the appellate chamber's composition dealt with, TSC asked the court to quash Justice Ndumanderi's ruling that awarded teachers the 50 to 60% pay hike. TSC's lawyer Fred Ngatia argued that the judge of the Employment and Labor Relations Court and turned himself into a conciliator. The teacher's employer also argued that Justice Nderi had pegged his judgment on a non-existent agreement between TSC and the teachers' unions.
There is no evidence before you, absolutely no evidence before you, to show an agreement by the parties.
Attorney General Professor Githu Muigai will make his submissions tomorrow and pave the way for Mwite and Kilukumi to respond to the TSC appeal. The principal argument by the Teachers Service Commission is that Justice Ndumanderi turned himself into a conciliator in a judicial matter pitting the teachers against their employer, with the Teachers Service Commission lawyers arguing that there was no agreement on the 50 to 60% pay increment. The teachers' lawyers will now have to prove to the Court of Appeal that such an agreement existed. Francis Gashuri, Citizen TV, at the Court of Appeal, Nairobi.